Dr. Minnie, it's so good talking with you, and I'm excited about what we're going to talk to you about today. Let's talk about you. What do you got going on that you're excited about?
Oh, wow, Paul. First of all, Happy New Year. It's an exciting time for everybody. It's 2025. It's like the little kick in the pants we all need sometimes to just get things going again. And I am just excited about 2025. I think it holds so much potential. The energy is there. And I'm a lead generation person. So my background is really to start out with, it was in science. So I'm a biochemist by training. I taught at university level, and then I received my MBA after that and started working on the business side of things. Worked in business for about 20 years before I decided to start off on my own, because I always had that dream in my head that I want to help people the way I want to help people and not the way the corporation was telling me to do it. And so I started my own business. I help entrepreneurs and small businesses really focus on the thing that is extremely important in business, right? How do
Mhm,
you get customers and clients?
mhm.
Because you can have the best, most amazing, life-changing offer, but if you don't have a way to bring in people and put it out there for interested people to hear about it, what's the point? At that point, it's a hobby. It's not a viable business. So my goal is to help people who are in that stuck mode where they feel like they know they need to go forward. They know they need to start making revenue. Part of them has this thing in their head that they just want perfection. They want to keep iterating it. And that will never go away. If you're not moving forward because you feel like you've got to iterate it to a certain level, you're going to always feel that way. And you're going to have other people who may not have products even as good as you do or services move fast and make it right and start bringing in that revenue and
Mhm.
getting that audience. So I try to tell people and help guide them into moving forward. And I help them figure out what that means to their service. What's the best way to bring people in with lead generation?
I'll tell you, lead generation is such a powerful thing, and it reminds me of a kind of a story that I spent about 30 years in Idaho, and that's where Lewis and Clark went through with Sacagawea.
Okay.
And as they discovered this newfound land of America, when they first started, everything was good because they were going down with the river. But when
Mhm.
they turned around and came back, they had to paddle up the river. And sometimes I think when we get started on our entrepreneur journey, is it's
Mhm.
all great. You have that momentum. And then
Yes.
when it comes to leads, it's just like paddling up the river. So,
Yes.
how do you make it easy? Do you use AI with the lead generation? Or
Mhm.
what's like your secret sauce? What makes you different?
I like to think it's my personality, but I think it really is about what I can offer my clients. But it is personality. I laugh at that. But at the same time, it's really finding people that you work with, a mentor that you feel you can connect with and they understand what you're doing. There has to be that connection. And one of the things, Paul, that is really going to be important in 2025, I will answer your question, but I wanted to just say this, is that trust is going to be so much more important, especially I think with AI. People are feeling like it's just a little bit of uncertainty as to who they're talking to, what the messaging is, who's creating that messaging, all of that. People have a lot of distrust right now. And so I think if you can position yourself as someone who they can trust, who's really there to help them with what they need to do, that's going to be key in 2025. And that saying that, I also think that AI is very important. I don't think we can ignore it because it's here and it's here to stay. And if we don't take advantage of some of the great things that AI does help you with, it can shorten your time to market dramatically. And if you're not doing it, your competitors are doing it. Right. And so you might be doing everything in a way that you feel like, oh, I'm not using AI. I just want to do it the way that I have always done it. People are going to pass you and move forward in their businesses. And I don't want my clients to be stuck in that. As far as AI goes, it's pervasive in business. And so I know that it can be overwhelming. There's so many things coming out every single day. And so part of my job is to help people really hone in on those things that are going to be needle movers in their business. So let's not just look at 25 different things and get stuck in that as well. Let me tell you, these are the things that will help you and that will get you to where you want to go. Let's focus on the needle movers and ultimately let's make some sales because that is the key. So what I help my clients with is a couple of steps behind. What I initially was doing and helping clients with was becoming visible in social media, advertising, building out their funnels, all of that. And that was great. However, I found that there's a huge segment of business owners who are not quite ready for ads. They need to figure out first what's resonating with their clients and what is selling before they put all that money into something that feels like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. Um, Expensive spaghetti at the wall. Like you're going to Italy, taking spaghetti and throwing it at the wall. What I help with people with also is the few steps behind that. So let's get your messaging right. Do you know exactly who your client is, first of all? Let's use AI and figure that out perfectly first. Then let's figure out the messaging that's going to resonate with them. Once we have that, you can use that messaging in all of your marketing assets. And you can stop right there. That might be the place where you feel like, okay, I've got my messaging and now I know what I'm going to do with it. Or the next step is a service that I offer where I help people create an assessment. Basically, it's an assessment tool. And what it does, one, it can help you figure out whether your offer is actually resonating and people want to buy it. Or two, it can actually be this amazing lead generation platform because it's based on helping people not only figure out where they are with lead generation, but then what they're doing right and wrong, and it gives you insights and recommendations. This product will give you, once I create it, it's a done for you product. It will then give you insights and recommendations of how to move forward. And that's an assessment tool I have not seen anywhere else. And so it's a game changer when it comes to conversion rates. And that I would say is what I'm really excited about in 2025 is helping people become more relevant to their clients and more trustworthy because you're giving something to them without asking them initially to pay you for something. So that is part of that building the trust that I was talking about.
Well, you seems like you've been in the scientific lab designing all these systems. That's a really creative thing. And you're talking about messaging, and we had talked about AI. And I think a lot of the fear, at least the fear that I had when I saw AI coming in, is that it wouldn't have the authenticity and it wouldn't have like my own voice. And I was
Mhm.
really surprised at when I went to go create like a submission for what ended up becoming a number one best-selling book is I took my writing and my voice and I put an entire chapter of another book and I said, learn my voice and I want us to delve into, and I actually gave it a long prompt. And I said, come back with two versions that we can work on, and I'll pick which one I think is clearly my better voice. And
Mhm.
one was more professional and like stiff, and the other one was a little bit more fun and engaging and had my own personal flair. And so I was amazed, and it ended up that Sue Anderson, you know her,
Yeah.
and she was doing some of the proofing and the editing for that. And I put my first submission to her, and she came back and said, oh, Paul, this is masterful. Then it ended up that the lead publisher for the book put my chapter right behind him. And he goes, Paul, he goes, this is an amazing chapter.
Yes.
And I had another book submission with him that he came back and he said, this is my favorite chapter in the book. And so what I found is that AI, you can use it as a crutch to create, but when you come up with your own personal ideas, your creativity, your
Mhm.
originality, and then put it into AI, it only enhances it. Because one of the things that's so important about AI is to learn that it only takes what you put into it, the prompts. So the more
Mhm.
original, creative that you
Mhm.
go into it, the more that you get back. So with your lead generation and everything you have, I think that you have an offer for our audience to be able to get involved, correct?
I do, Paul. So If people just want to learn more about what I do, I have a webinar coming up January 16th at 1 o'clock, and it's going to be 1 hour long. It's not one of these master classes that last 4 hours and 3 days that you just have to cut out so much of your time for. It's 1 hour, and we're going to talk about creating a lead magnet that you can use all year long to bring in clients. And so I'm really excited for that. And if anyone would like to join in, Paul, I think you have the link to sign
Mhm.
up, and it's a wait list. However, now that we're very close to it, if you do sign up, I will remove you from the wait list and put you right into, register you right into the class. So that's 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern time. So January 16th, 1 o'clock Eastern.
I believe that's Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, good enough. And so, what can people expect when they join in with that?
I think this is something that I wanted to make really open and available for people who are even just starting out. So if you even want to learn what a lead magnet is, what are the different types of lead magnets? How can we utilize it in your business? It's going to be very interactive. I'm going to be finding out what your offer is, what you are looking to do with that. All these things make a difference in what lead magnet that you choose. And then we're going to talk about how you can actually utilize it in your business and how it's going to make a huge difference. So what I have this year, Paul, I have a mastery series for 2025, and it's basically going to be all about lead generation, which in some ways, all of marketing is about lead generation, right? What I'm going to do is offer people a place to go with a free webinar once a month, 1 hour long, and we're going to talk about a different lead gen topic. And one of my goals is to also invite people into a membership that I'm starting. So these are for people who are really serious about moving the needle in 2025. And you can come into my membership, and twice a month, you'll meet directly with me in a small cohort, and we're going to actually co-work. So everybody's going to work on their offer, where they are in their lead magnets, and I will be there to help and guide. So I'm really excited about that too, because I feel like it's a way that people can get unstuck and move forward in more slowly. I always recommend and move fast. Get your idea and move fast. But some people need a little bit of extra time. And that's why I'm going to do this membership. So I'm super excited about that as well.
It does sound exciting. So, this coming Thursday, January 16th, 1 o'clock Eastern. And what are you calling this mastery series where you're kicking it off?
So it's the 2025 Lead Generation Mastery Series. So that's
Yeah,
what the series is. But this actual webinar is create a lead magnet that you can use all year long.
that's so awesome. So, thanks so much for coming on today. And I'm looking forward to be participating.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul. This was fun.
All right, we'll see you then.